There's Cosmo. Come here, buddy. Ugh. Come here. Yikers. He doesn't want to be held. No. What are you doing, buddy? Pow. He's gone. Another thing I wanted to touch on, my wife and I were discussing, I think I brought it up before in another video, going to, we're talking about moving to Thailand full time. And we have a game plan. We don't know if it's a good game plan, but it's a game plan nonetheless. We're like, it's so much cheaper cost of living over there. It would be probably 35% of what we're paying here. And the food, insurance, everything's cheaper there. The doctor, the dental, and they have good doctors and good dental there, believe it or not. And I'll be honest, I mean, out of all the doctors I go to and stuff, like, I've been going to doctors for like 20 years, and I haven't found one doctor that's really done anything outside of curing a common cold or giving me aspirins or something. I hurt my foot really bad. I couldn't even walk one time, and I went to the doctor, and he was giving me like, what was it, ibuprofens and aspirin. And I'm like, it took me like 3 months to get into them, and I'm like, ibuprofen and aspirins? He goes, yeah, but that's like prescription. It's not over the counter, and it's stronger. And I'm like, I'm sitting here paying all this money to come to this doctor, and he's giving me ibuprofen and aspirin. I'm like, I can buy that myself. He goes, yeah, but this is prescription, it's stronger. And I'm like, I was like, yeah, but I can double up, you know? If it's stronger, I just can double up. That's the point of it. So that's just one issue out of many. I went there one time. Another doctor I went to I was having breathing problems, and he's like checking my wrist, telling me I might need wrist surgery. And I'm like, where are you from? Where you come from? Like, how do these doctors get licenses? I don't know. It's beyond me. I mean, I've had everything. I had a bee sting I was allergic to. I've never been allergic to the bees in my life, but I had a bad reaction. I thought I was gonna damn die from it. I went to the doctors, they didn't know what to do. They gave me like some kind of steroid injection shot. That was just like a last ditch effort. They had no idea what to do. The lady even said, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, God, these are doctors. And even if you don't know what to do, you're a doctor. You're gonna sit there and say that out loud, like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, it's crazy. It's really crazy. Cosmo's chasing the bird again. But that's the kind of experiences I have. I mean, it's when I go to the doctors. And then, you know, you always hear people like, oh, you should go to the doctor on a regular basis, and that way you know you can catch cancer before it's stage 3 or 4 and maybe save your life and all that. I was like, these doctors couldn't save shit. You think they're going to catch cancer? They can't even cure a common cold. Like I said, half the time I go, I'm already getting over the cold because they can't get me right in, you know? I got to wait. I got to wait to see them. Even if I have like a regular doctor, I got to wait to get in. You know, it's just, I don't know. I'm done with a lot of doctors, I tell you. I have a doctor now. She's not like an official doctor. I think she's a doctor's assistant. She's pretty good. She'll go out of her way and try to help me more than like even most doctors, so I kind of stick with her. But I'm just, as far as catching something, I'm screwed. I'll never catch it. I'll never know if I have anything until it's too late. And I think that's the problem with a lot of people I don't think it's that they don't go get checkups and stuff. And they're like, oh, you got stage 4 cancer. You should have went to the doctor earlier. Or I don't think that's it. I think they go regularly. I know my grandmother and my mother and all kinds of different people that have cancer have went early and went a lot, but they never catch it. And I don't know why, like, everyone gets cancer nowadays. I don't know why you wouldn't check for that on a regular. Like, every time you go, I would, if there's any kind of blood test or any kind of way they can check, I don't know why they wouldn't look into that at least once a year. I mean, I mean, that's like, I can't even count how many people I know die from cancer or have it. I know a lot. This past Sunday, I had, like I said, I don't really work out on Sundays. It's like kind of my rest day. We took a trip over towards uh, Orange County, Florida, Port Orange. No, it's Port Orange, Florida, over near Daytona area to go see our friends, uh, Tyler and Munn. They're the ones I was saying were in a bad car accident over in Thailand. And they had to stay in the hospital. He was in the ICU for a while, and they had to recover before they could travel back here. We wanted to go over there and see them and see how they're doing and check and kind of check in with them, you know, see how they're doing and wish them well, you know. They seem recovered pretty good. They suggested we go, because we wanted to go like over there and maybe meet up and eat somewhere together or whatever. So we went to like a Korean restaurant. They have like all the meats and stuff, and you pick a package. There's like 3 different packages. There's like a early bird special package, a medium, and then a higher package. We went for like the middle one. You get all different kinds of cuts of beef and different things to pick from. So, I mean, it didn't blow my diet, which I was surprised, because I eat a lot, but not like I normally would eat. I would normally eat probably double the amount I ate this time. But I got mostly like, you know, lean meats and vegetables, and I had a couple things that were not probably the best to eat, but they're not, I didn't really pound them down, you know. So I kind of stuck mostly to my diet for the most part. And I really didn't eat dinner that night. I think I drank like a shake late at night, just to kind of fill cravings I had, because that kind of stayed with me all day. Whenever I eat like steak and meat like that, it usually carries all day. But back to the point, they seem to be recovering good, which is great. And you could see his knees were scuffed up, like cut open and everything. And he's having little problems walking because of that, still recovering. And he said he had like a piece of metal in his shoulder, like I guess his collarbone area, kind of keeping that together. So he's got to wait before he can, you know, go crabbing or fishing again, you know. You got to recover first. Even though the ladies want to go, we got to kind of slow it down as the guys. But it was good seeing them again. It's always great traveling out there. We get to see a lot of back roads and things we don't get to normally see. And my wife and I, we like to do that kind of stuff. We used to do that back in Maryland when we lived there. We would just go get a coffee or something and go for a ride, you know, and just check out places we've never been before and kind of explore areas. So that's always fun. He also, excuse me, after we ate lunch, we went and looked at his condo. He has a condo right in downtown, I believe Daytona Beach. And he took us up there and showed us. He has a nice view. You could see kind of everything. You can see like both sides. It's kind of a round building. So you can see like over the ocean, and then you can see over, there's like water on the other side, because you're kind of like on a, I don't know what you call it. It's not really an island, I wouldn't say, but kind of a, I don't know what you call it. Land bridge? I don't know. I forget what you would call it. But you got kind of water on both sides, and you can see everything. It was pretty nice. And they were saying like, you know, if we ever wanted to stay there sometime, we could stay there and stuff like that, which was a nice gesture by them. I don't know if we ever had time, but it's still nice to hear. And after that, we kind of had to go our own ways. We like to get back here earlier than later because traffic, and plus it's not too much traffic. We like to just come back at a normal time so we can get stuff done here. Because we had to clean the house because the house was just filthy. So we wanted to get back at a reasonable time. My wife and I were supposed to go to Thailand towards the end of the, it's probably after Christmas or during Christmas, or we're definitely gonna be there before New Year's, because my wife wants to go there and spend New Year's. So we're gonna probably go right around Christmas time, and we're gonna try to stay a month. I gotta ask off from my work. That should be fun, because they don't ever want me to leave, I don't think, or cover me. But she's gonna take off a month from her job. We're gonna save a little money and go. We have land over there, and I think when we go over there, we're gonna, of course, go there and check that out, but we're gonna hire someone to dig a pond, because we're gonna plan it out like our land, but it's pretty thick at the top. It comes down, it's pretty thick all the way down, and then towards the bottom it kind of comes down to, you know, squeeze point, whatever you want to call it, pinch point. And we're gonna dig the pond over there. You're gonna take the dirt out that we took out of the pond and put it wherever we're gonna build our house at, so they can pack that down, and we're gonna let that settle, because it's probably gonna be, like I said, 3 years before we even get over there, and that dirt's gonna have plenty of time to settle. And then we'll probably build a canal down the border. There's like land here, and then here's our land. We're gonna put like a border, like a canal down the side of, like the neighbors have like a fence there. And that's just a runoff. We're gonna connect it to the pond probably. And we're not gonna we're gonna leave it like shallow. It's gonna be a deep pond, shallow canal right here. Deep canal going down the side. So if something floods, it can kind of run off into the canal, vice versa. But that's the plan we're gonna do when we go over there. We're just gonna build a small, you can build a house over there like really cheap. It ain't like here. Like the same house that we can build over there for like 35,000 for a house. It's like a 2-bedroom house. If you built that here, you're probably gonna pay probably like 200 to 300,000 easy. I mean, and I'm probably way off. It's probably more than that, because I've seen manufactured homes that are even more than that, because people are getting top dollar for it here. I don't know why, but they do. And it's just so cheap to build over there, and they use a lot of the same materials. I mean, it's crazy. I just can't. My wife's always like, yeah, but it's different currency and it's different this. I'm like, yeah, I get that, but it's just, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, how can the same thing be that much cheaper somewhere else? And, you know, it could be stuff you build there or here and vice versa, and it'd still be cheaper there, you know? If we import it, it's more money. If they import it, it's less money. I don't get it. But there is some things over there that's more expensive, like cars. Like, you still can get cheap cars, like used cars and stuff, but if you buy like a brand new, say a Honda Civic, they call it like a Honda City over there. They don't call it a Civic, but it's basically the same car. They just changed the little emblem. And like if you bought one here, it would be probably cheaper than over there, or at least the same price. And I think because we import so many, it makes the price kind of go down. But over there, they're not importing that many, because they don't have the demand we have here in the States. It's a smaller area. I think Thailand's the size of Rhode Island or something, if I'm not mistaken. So they don't have the need for all that. There's some things that are going to be more expensive there, but not many. Like food, dog cheap. I mean, you can go over there and buy a head of lettuce for like 20 cents. I mean, it's crazy. Here you're paying like $1 to $2, $3, depending on what store you go to. Everything's cheaper over there, it seems. We already have a vehicle anyway, so we don't care. We have an SUV that we bought from a longtime friend of ours that lives over there, and it's a nice, I believe it's a Isuzu. I've ridden in it before, but I've never driven it. We've had it, and we had it at a friend's house. They've kept it, and they've used it here and there for business endeavors that we've had with them. And it was always a cool looking vehicle, we thought. So we were like, yeah. And we know the guy takes care of everything he has. So I'm like, yeah, let's get it. I think we only bought it for like $5,000 or something. It's really nice. So we have that. We just have to buy like a couple like motorbikes or small motorcycles, because that's like a prime thing to ride around locally on. Parking and everything's like a thing. So if you get in the city, you can just park anywhere. We also had the idea that we might acquire a condo, maybe just like a small 1 bedroom, or I don't know if they had 2 bedrooms where we're looking, but you know, we've seen some people that have had condos there and they're nice and they're cheap. I think you can get a condo there for like 30 grand too, you know. You might need to like spruce them up a little bit because they might be like a little outdated or whatever, but they're all functional, good, everything's good and real convenient. You can like walk, like they have everything there. They have gym, they have vending machines, they have a lot of restaurants right next door. Like you literally walk out the hotel and then there's another building that's full of like hair salons, nail salons, restaurants, like everything's there. And then there's a bridge that crosses the street, and then you can walk into this place called Udi Town, and they have a ton of stuff. Anything you can name over there, shopping and food. And then a little further is the mall. There's like a big mall over there, and they got everything in there. So I'm kind of excited. I like to go there. I'm kind of scared and excited at the same time, you know. We just got to make sure our money's right and make sure we have income coming in, because you never know what's going to happen. And you just got to be prepared and plan accordingly.